Hello, welcome to McDowell's Strategy and Tactics, and thank you to our subscribers. In this series, we play through each of the battles in the American Grand Campaign and Close Combat 4, the Battle of the Bulge. We use historical WW2 US Army doctrine to plan and conduct each battle. We start on the strategic map. It is 0800 hours on December 18, 1944, and the weather is foggy. Air support and artillery have been allocated, and there are no supply drops. In the last episode, the US 7th Armoured Division's Combat Command Baker fought the German Kampfgruppe Waldenberg from the 116th Panzer Division at Clerf. The battle was a minor German victory, ending with the Germans in possession of the Chateau de Wiltz, but cut off from reinforcement. The next battle is at Wiltz, between the US 110th Regimental Combat Team of 28th Division and the German Kampfgruppe 901 from the Lehr Division. Commander, Wiltz contains a large number of buildings which will provide excellent cover for both attacker and defender. Expect the Germans to initially focus on seizing Chateau de Wiltz. In this terrain, you should be able to overcome any disadvantage in armour strength. Watch for isolated panzers. It is vital that you hold this position. On the US side is an American infantry battle group from the 110th Infantry Regiment under command of Captain Seeley. It moves slowly and reserves are now full. The company consists of 3 platoons. 1st and 2nd platoon are infantry, and 3rd platoon is a support platoon with 2 anti-tank guns and a mortar. The original squads retain their names and statistics. The battle group has been reinforced and brought up to full strength following its battle at Wiltz yesterday. Let's rename the new squads off-camera for ease of reference. Now, let's review each of the squads. 3-1 is 3rd Platoon Headquarters. 2-1 is 2nd Platoon Headquarters. 1-2 is a BAR squad. 2-2 is a BAR squad. 3-5 is a recon team. 3-2 is a 57mm anti-tank gun. 3-3 is also a 57mm anti-tank gun. 1-5 is a Browning 30 caliber medium machine gun. 2-5 is also a Browning 30 caliber medium machine gun. 3-4 is a 60mm light mortar. 1-4 is an M9 bazooka team. 2-4 is also an M9 bazooka team. 1-1 is 1st Platoon Headquarters. 1-3 is a rifle squad. And 2-3 is a rifle squad. Next, let's look at the map and conduct a commander's estimate of the situation. Our mission is to defend Wiltz. Wiltz is a large town at the foot of the Chateau de Wiltz. The chateau is built on a hill overlooking the Wiltz River to the north that winds its way from west to east, fed by a small creek to the southeast. The eastern approaches to the chateau are wooded slopes, and the chateau dominates the road into Wiltz. The town itself consists of numerous winding streets with close-packed multi-story buildings either side. In the north is a railroad running east-west to the railroad station. To the south, on La Grande Rue, a large warehouse building stores agricultural produce from the surrounding farmlands. Once again, this is what Wiltz looks like today. This is complex terrain because observation in most parts of the town is much shorter than weapon ranges. Most action will be fought at close range. However, the chateau has commanding views of the surrounds, as does the 2-story building to the northeast. The briefing told us that Wiltz contains a large number of buildings which will provide excellent cover for both attacker and defender. The wooded slopes to the east also provide concealment. The whole town is an obstacle to movement, as the streets canalize vehicle movement along predictable lines and the buildings overlook the streets. It is a defender's dream and an attacker's nightmare. The chateau, with its commanding views and thick walls, is the obvious key terrain. Approaches to Wiltz from the east are either the narrow road between the river and the chateau in the north, or the wooded slopes to the south. The Americans have fought Kampfgruppe 901 more than once. So we know the Kampfgruppe comprises around one platoon each of medium or heavy tanks, half-tracks, and supporting infantry. The briefing warns us to expect the Germans to initially focus on seizing Chateau de Wiltz. This is reasonable given that American possession of the chateau prevents vehicle movement along the road into Wiltz. In the last battle at Wiltz, the Germans got a foothold inside the chateau grounds, so it is reasonable to assume that German infantry could continue to focus on capturing the chateau. The infantry assault could be supported by vehicles along the road. The killing zone would remain the eastern half of the chateau and adjacent roadway. Alternatively, the Germans could move around to the south and try to infiltrate Wiltz rather than conduct a direct assault. In the last battle, the Germans dedicated 2 tanks and some infantry to this avenue of approach. The Germans could move infantry squads up the wooded slopes close to the buildings, and then rush the buildings to overwhelm defenders. The infantry could be supported by tanks on the slopes, and the killing ground would remain the open ground along and adjacent to La Grande Rue. There are innumerable defensive possibilities in Wiltz. Plenty of ambush locations and buildings that can be turned into mini-fortresses. But to defend Wiltz, the Americans first need to deny the Germans control of the chateau and access to the town. So, once again, we will meet the German attack head-on, but with some minor modifications due to lessons learned from the last battle. 1st Platoon now hold the western end of the chateau. They will remain in place and prepare and defend the chateau against attack. They will take full advantage of this sturdy construction of the chateau. 2nd Platoon will cover the southern approach. They will also be able to put flanking fire on the chateau. 3rd Platoon will be dispersed. An anti-tank gun to the north will cover the road to the north. This position was effective in the last battle. A second anti-tank gun in 2nd Platoon's position will cover La Grande Rue. Their position in the last battle meant they did not have line of fire against the German tanks and played no part in the battle. This time, they will change position to cover the road. They will be covered by 2nd Platoon's BAR squad. The recon team will remain in the 2-story building to the north to provide observation into the German rear area. And 3rd Platoon headquarters and the mortar will move up closer to the chateau to provide a situational reserve if required. If American forces are overwhelmed and in danger of losing the chateau, they will withdraw into the town and play for time until reinforced. I have made my decision and have placed the platoons and squads in position. And so we begin. Panzers to the south and the north. The Germans are using a pincer movement, with infantry moving towards the recon squad. Martinez lines up a shot at the Panzer IV. Hit and destroyed. The Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251x16 Flame half-track is damaged.
In position.
And destroyed. The mortar opens a fire mission. Brooker in 2nd platoon sets up, but is hit by tank fire. Madden's gun has no shot. The Panzers are remaining out of the line of fire. Finley's squad targets German infantry in the open. Van Kamp's mortar switches fire, and 1st Platoon headquarters targets the Germans at the base of the hill.
Barrage available. Ein fliegendes Geschoss.
To the south, the Panzers are moving on the chateau. And the infantry have been cut down. To the north, their Sturmgrenadier squad has been destroyed.
Move completed.
The Panzer IV has been damaged by grenades. 2nd Platoon's bazooka team is annihilated. The Panzer IV is destroyed. The Befehlspanzer remains. And infantry in the riverbed to the east. Still no target for Madden's gun.
Ein fliegendes Geschoss.
Meyer's squad withdraws under pressure.
Conserving ammunition.
Van Kamp's mortar is out of HE ammunition. Martinez's bazooka team displaces south to take on the Befehlspanzer tank. Second Platoon finishes off another Sturmgrenadier squad.
Kommt zurück!
but no effect. Another hit, no effect.
Feigling.
Ewing's BAR squad targets the German Panzerschreck squad. Third hit, no effect. And Martinez is out of ammunition.
Conserving ammunition!
They withdraw. The Panzerschreck squad is a threat to the anti-tank gun.
Conserving ammunition!
But the Northern Pincer has been defeated.
Airstrike available. Nail them!
German infantry are assaulting in the Southern Pincer, making a good target for an artillery barrage. Oops! The airstrike is placed incorrectly. And has no effect. Finley's BAR squad pushes up to flank the advancing German infantry. Abel's medium machine gun opens up.
Enemy spotted!
Help, people!
And is targeted by the Panzer. Finley's squad targets a light machine gun to their front, in the dead ground. With the Northern Pincer defeated and the Southern Pincer threatening the Chateau, the Americans reorganised their defence inside the Chateau building.
Conserving ammunition!
Galindo's squad moves forward.
Conserving ammunition! In position. Move completed!
But is detected by the Befehlspanzer and hit the dirt.
Conserving ammunition!
Kastner's gun crew grab their rifles and target the vehicle crew.
Surrender!
2-2 surrenders. Two 2-1 is annihilated. Furious close combat at the chateau. 3rd platoon moves up to reinforce. The Germans still have infantry in the grounds of the chateau.
Offered a ceasefire.
The Germans have culminated. (3-5) Becker's recon squad now conducts a clearing patrol forward of their position. As Becker's squad move forward, the German northern pincer has been defeated. Total American victory. The battle ended because the Germans' force morale got too low and they were forced to retreat off the map. The Americans gained control of the map and the German battle group was forced to disband. The Americans won the battle because they control a greater number of crucial victory locations than the Germans. The Americans took 10 killed, 7 wounded, and 5 prisoners. The Germans took 27 killed, 21 wounded, 2 tanks destroyed, and 1 captured, and 1 half-track destroyed. Let's examine the American squads. Lieutenant Williams is awarded the Bronze Star. Four members of Thompson's squad are killed in fierce close combat. Martinez and Sheridan share credit for a tank kill, the Panzer IV. Black is posthumously awarded the Combat Infantryman's Badge for knocking out the 2nd Panzer IV with grenades. Galindo's squad is annihilated, 2 dead, 3 seriously wounded. Finley's squad surrendered. Meyer's squad lost 3 dead. Brooker's team is annihilated, taking 4 tanks with them in their various battles. Aaron is credited with killing the Sonderkraftfahrzeug 251x16 Flame half-track. So far, the campaign remains a major American victory. The Grand Campaign has 14 days remaining. Your defence of the Ardennes is progressing better than your historical counterparts. The morning's fighting is not yet over, but we can already see the American strategy playing out. Block in the north and south and squeeze the salient at its base. Over the campaign, cumulative American losses are 173 killed in action, 163 wounded in action, 8 tanks, 2 vehicles, and 11 guns. Cumulative German losses are 381 killed, 315 wounded, 46 tanks, and 42 armoured vehicles. So, what did we learn? First, the airstrike was simple operator error, and I take all the blame. But these things do happen. Second, the German attack was slightly different from the first battle. Instead of a frontal assault on the chateau by infantry from the east, with supporting armour either side, the Germans conducted a pincer movement from the north and south, with similar combined arms forces north and south of the chateau. I was initially concerned about the northern pincer, particularly the possibility that the Germans could destroy the recon team and anti-tank gun before closing on the chateau. But the northern pincer was defeated early in the battle. Their vehicles and troops were caught in the open with predictable results. The southern pincer was the more dangerous. No clear shot at the supporting armour, even from different firing positions, allowed German infantry to get dangerously close to the chateau. This led to a brutal close combat fight in the chateau halls and garden. Next time, if there is one, the Germans would be better off infiltrating Wiltz from the southeast, avoiding the chateau altogether. Let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for the next episode.